Hi, and welcome to one of our videos in the DIY range. New Trades Career run courses in plumbing, electrics, gas, renewables and welding. We've made some general videos for you to help you increase your DIY skills. But if you're looking to become a fully qualified tradesperson, visit www.newtradescareer.co.uk and we'll help you achieve your goals. Hi, in this video we're going to show you how we can cure a blocked sink. A simple remedy is to unblock the trap. The trap is the small cylindrical device that connects to the underside of the appliance, and we're going to show you how we can take those off, clean them, reassemble and get your appliance back up and running again. Traps are installed to hold a seal of water to prevent the nasty gases and fumes from the drainage system coming back in through the property, and that would happen through the waste fitting at the bottom within the appliance itself. These traps can be easily removed, cleaned out and reassembled, and that's what we're going to show you how to do today. Before disconnecting the trap, make sure you've got a pair of gloves on. The water in here is pretty nasty, and we've got a rag or something underneath the trap to catch any of those drips of water that come out when we disconnect the component. We disconnect the trap by undoing two nuts. The nut at the top that holds it to the waste fitting, and the nut at the back in this case that holds it to the waste pipe. They should only be hand tight. We shouldn't need to use any tools in this case. We also have a dishwasher connection on this one, and we can undo that also just by turning anti-clockwise and remove, and the same at the back, and the same onto the waste fitting. Now we need to be careful here. This contains some water that's going to be fairly unpleasant, so we're going to put that straight into a bucket. Don't, whatever you do, pour it back down the sink because it's going to leak everywhere. We've all done it. Let's keep that, pop that into a bucket and remove the trap. So with the trap now removed, we're going to clean the three connections that we have here. We're going to do that just with a bit of soapy water. So we've got the connection onto the sink itself, the waste fitting. We've got the dishwasher connection, and we've got the waste pipe connection at the back. Don't forget, keep your gloves on at all times. Just before we clean, we're going to remove the nut that connects the trap to the waste pipe. And there are three components here. We have a sealing washer, we have a plastic washer, and we have the nut. Take some care not to lose those. With some soapy water, we're going to clean each of the connections and make sure there's no obvious blockages preventing the trap from working. And on the waste pipe itself, so now we've got the trap removed, we need to spend a bit of time cleaning it, which we're going to do with a little bit of soapy water. We can take the trap apart further still by undoing these two nuts here. We can see here it needs a clean, and again this is a build-up of soap, of detergents, of food waste over a period of time. So very carefully undo both nuts at the bottom of the trap. And again, just hand tight. No tools needed, but take a bit of care that you don't lose the washers at the bottom of each of the components. Do a quick visual inspection, check them, let's see what condition they're in. We can change them, but they should be, in this case here, they're good enough. We can clean these up and we can reinstall. So into the water go my components, and these are just going to be cleaned. We don't need any aggressive detergents. You could use a stiff brush. You might want to leave them to soak for a little while depending on how ingrained it is. And we do the same with all three components. With the individual components of the trap now cleaned, we can reassemble the trap prior to installation. Reassemble in the same order, doing the nuts up hand tight only. There's no tools needed at this stage. That's the same for the other side of the trap also. Taking care not to cross thread and allowing the nut to travel all the way, and pinch only by hand. We can do the final connections when the trap is installed. So with the trap now cleaned, we can reinstall this onto the waste system and back onto the kitchen sink and reconnect the dishwasher. The first thing we are going to do is put the nut onto the pipe at the back. Our flat plastic washer goes on next, and then our sealing washer goes on last. The sealing washer has a taper to it, and we want the taper facing forward, and that creates the seal against the socket in the trap. All of this is going to be done hand tight, so there's no need for any tools at this stage. The trap will be placed over the waste pipe and onto the waste fitting of the sink. We need to be careful now that we don't cross thread the fitting, and we do that by making sure that the nut goes on nice and smoothly and doesn't go on at an angle. And then the nut is done only hand tight. We do the same at the back. Again, hand tight only. The final connection is the dishwasher. So place onto the socket, and again make sure that the nut doesn't cross thread. It runs up the thread nice and smoothly, doesn't snag and doesn't get caught. Making sure that everything goes on nice and tight. There we go. So a final check. Check the nut onto the waste fitting. Any other connections you may have, in this case a dishwasher, and onto the waste pipe itself with just a hand tight pinch. With the trap cleaned out, reassembled and placed back onto the appliance and connected to the waste pipe, we can now test our appliance and make sure that the cleaning process is effective. You could fill your appliance up full of water, or simply run your taps and make sure that the water runs away and doesn't build up within the appliance. With the kitchen sink back up and running, don't forget to give us a like on this video, subscribe to our channel, and come back and check us out for more useful DIY videos to help you within your home.